Up with KREM begins now.
Good morning. Welcome to Up with KREM. Happy Wednesday. I'm Nicole Hernandez. We want to get over to our meteorologist, Thomas Patrick, because Thomas, yesterday was nice and warm. Are we as warm today?
Yeah, actually it does look like we're going to be about as warm as it was yesterday, just with the cloud cover at the opposite end of the day. Still have that lingering clouds for this morning, but what's happening is that our current temperatures are actually a lot more mild to start the day, and then we'll get the benefit of a bit more sunshine later on in the afternoon as opposed to the other way around. So all in all, it evens out to about the same, and we'll see those high temperatures in the mid 80s for today. The higher heat is still yet to come. I'm forecasting temperatures not only at 90, but about 95 and above by early next week. So a lot to cover in the extended forecast, including for the Hoop Fest weekend coming up.
Taking a look at traffic at I-90 in Pines this morning. Mostly, you can just see the cloud cover Thomas was just talking about. That's really the biggest thing to note this morning, because as for our roads and our traffic, nothing really happening. Things looking smooth on all of I-90 according to our traffic maps. If that changes and we see any major congestion or backups happen in the next few hours, we'll of course let you know here on Up with KREM. A construction alert for you this morning. Today, WashDOT will close the eastbound lanes of I-90 at Barker Road to fix a big pothole. WashDOT says it's about the size of a canoe. They will start work at 7 o'clock tonight and work overnight until 4 a.m. repaving the road. Here's a map to show you how to get around if you will be driving around that time. Drivers will be diverted off the freeway at the Barker Road exit. Then you'll go through the roundabout and back onto eastbound I-90 using the on-ramp. New from overnight, the East Valley School District Board voted unanimously to put a bond on February's ballot. It would be a $220 million bond, meaning homeowners would pay a total of $1.96 per $1,000 of assessed home value. Voters are already paying the EVSD levy right now, but that expires in January. So if your home is worth $350,000, you'd pay about $36 more a month if the bond passes. The school district says they need the bond to replace their high school and middle school buildings. Both are more than 60 years old. They would also use funds from the state's School Construction Assistance Program to help pay for these new buildings. EVSD says they'd build the new schools next door to the current schools so students would still be able to learn while construction happens. Again, this will be up for vote in February. And remember, bonds need a 60% yes vote to pass. Anthony Chastin, charged with stabbing and killing Javier Chavez outside of Hope House last fall, finished his trial. The jury found him not guilty. Court records say witnesses saw Chastin arrive outside the old Hope House where he got into a fight with Chavez. Chastin stayed at the scene after police say he stabbed Chavez in the chest and told officers he was protecting himself after two men attacked him. Prosecutors and police say that's not what the evidence showed, and the fight was over a relationship. Chastin's defense, though, argued Chastin was lured.
There was surveillance video that showed that, he was jumped by these two men, and there was also evidence that, he was lured down there.
Chastin was released from custody the night of the trial. His defense now says he is spending time with his family after spending months in prison. But they say there are no real winners in cases like this. Chastin will still need to go to court at least one more time. He is scheduled to appear next month to figure out how much money will be needed to reimburse attorney's fees and loss of wages. Utah Republican Senator Mike Lee's plan to put millions of acres of public land for sale was blocked. However, Lee says he is already revising his proposal. Those who use public lands say they're at risk of irreparable damage, killing habitats and the livelihoods of recreation gateway communities. Senator Maria Cantwell spoke out against the bill over Zoom.
America's public lands are not for sale. We will be here to the very last minute, making sure that they do not succeed in putting this into a bill.
Cantwell went on to say selling off federal land will not lead to more affordable housing as promised, saying it's more likely to be turned into luxury resorts and golf courses. We're expecting the Senate to vote on the reconciliation bill by July 4th. Prosecutors are asking for the death penalty for Jason Rook, the man accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend. The state gave the court 5 different aggravating circumstances as reason they would be pursuing the death penalty. In order for it to be on the table in the trial, the jury or court has to find at least one of the 5 aggravated circumstances is true beyond a reasonable doubt. Rook's trial is set to start on September 22nd. Before then, on July 31st, the court will decide if the death penalty will stay or not. The Department of Justice is calling a new Washington state law anti-Catholic and filed a lawsuit to block it. Governor Ferguson signed the bill into law in May. So starting this summer, it will require members of clergy to be mandatory reporters, even if the information comes from a confession. The goal of the bill is to combat child abuse. The Catholic Church is at the center of this debate, but it includes all religions. The Department of Justice says the law violates the First Amendment, which guarantees freedom of religion.
The question of whether the state needs to step in and compel the Catholic Church to allow their priests to breach confidentiality and not be excommunicated is a very extreme law, and I'm not sure that we necessarily have to go that far.
The Archdiocese of Seattle says the Catholic Church has had policies for decades requiring priests to report abuse. The only exception is during what they call the seal of the sacrament of confession. The Spokane Valley Fire Department is promoting community safety by giving out some free goodies. You can pick up free 4th of July yard signs at all Spokane Valley fire stations. The point of them is to remind residents to prioritize safety during the holiday. Spokane Valley Police will have 2 patrol officers working overtime specifically to help with firework-related incidents. Remember, fireworks are not legal in Spokane County. Well, we've got some new summer activities right here in Spokane. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live this morning to give us a sneak peek. So, Brandon, you're golfing now? He was doing pickleball just a half hour ago. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, I caught you off guard. Y'all weren't ready for this. Now, hey, Wondergrounds, Spokane, there is just so many beautiful things. And I'm actually golfing. That wasn't splash. Golfing on the Lake Coeur d'Alene floating green. But I'm with Pete Mounsey over here at the Wondergrounds in Spokane. This is a beautiful thing you have going on here, my friend. Can we talk about all the activities that are taking place over here on the North Bank?
Sure. So this is the new golf simulator, golf lounge, and liquor bar that we opened in January. It has 3 golf simulators, state-of-the-art about golf simulators, and a kind of tucked away little speakeasy bar here over on the other side.
Well, let's walk towards it. I'm telling you, this is absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to take the golf club with me if that's all right. We'll make our rounds. This is a historic building. That's correct, right, Pete?
It is. Built in 1909. We're in the oldest part of the building right here.
Look at all these historic photos over here. This is gorgeous. When I think of the Wonder Building, I always think about the activities upstairs. You've got all of those beautiful setups with the Victory Burger, Uno Mas, right? You got all of these great restaurants upstairs. Never even imagined something like this going on downstairs.
Yeah, we got a lot of kid activities upstairs, and these are the adult activities down here. Of course, kids are welcome here too.
Absolutely. This is probably one of my favorite parts that you showed me. Let's walk into this really quick, Pete. Absolutely gorgeous what you guys have going on over here right now. How excited are you to be able to have something like this for the community?
Oh, we think it's just amazing to have something that celebrates golf, which has a huge history in Spokane, and as well as the Wonder Building, which is an historic building here on the North Bank. And we just thought this would be a great use of a space that not everybody knows about.
I'm telling you, this is probably one of the most beautiful bars I've ever seen in my life. So you got to come check this out. Lots of big things happening at the Wondergrounds. We've got more details coming up later in the show.